Souza. He's dropped. Kitoka going there for the finish. He gets his KO.
In mixed martial arts, some contests pass without much notice, while others turn into something far less orderly. The kind where structure fades and what remains is persistence, pressure, and the ability to endure. Today, we're looking at fights where stopping simply wasn't considered an option. Blood, momentum swings, and prolonged exchanges inside the cage. These are the moments that tend to define fighters over time. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, take a moment to subscribe and support the channel. It helps more than it probably should. Tom Watson faced Murilo Rua, and from the opening exchange, Rua attempted to impose his usual approach, moving forward aggressively and steering the fight toward a chaotic exchange. Watson, however, handled the situation with composure. As both fighters began trading wide, unpredictable shots early, he remained measured rather than reactive.
Bit of showboating there, Mike, to disguise the fact he was genuinely hurt there.
Straight right hand from Ninja Hua. And look at the head movement from Ninja.
He's going to need it as well because that was accurate work, just like there again from Watson. He's calling him off.
Throughout the fight, Watson applied consistent pressure, but in a more controlled manner. He pushed Rua back toward the cage and used structured combinations to influence the pace of the exchanges.
Watson, this place is alive. He's on the edge of their seats. High right round kick. Good left hand from Ninja. He's fast. Kong with a crossing elbow.
Planted their feet, they're hard, they're hurtful, they found the range.
1 minute 27 remaining. Uppercut left to the high right round. Kong Watson. More combinations.
And it's a big mistake because he's calling in the pain there.
You've got to go the other way, Ninja.
This is so dangerous.
And look at the stiff jab from Watson.
Doesn't know where that leg's going next. And then
Oh, double left hook step through knee. And Ninja presses him against the cage.
Rua showed resilience, continuing to step forward and engage despite the pressure building against him. Even so, the overall direction of the fight remained unchanged. Watson stayed disciplined, gradually wearing Rua down with steady, calculated offense over time.
From Tom Kong Watson and the high left round kick.
to a game plan sometimes when he's unpredictable. He needs to get back to a plan because that stops him in his tracks and he is limping now. That hurt.
High right round kick.
Impressive at the moment, and there he goes. He had to go for it.
Beautiful defense from the Kong. Thigh kick from Ninja. And again from the Brazilian. But Tom says that's how it's done.
Tom Watson, often referred to as Kong, built his reputation on controlled aggression, blending chaotic exchanges with disciplined striking to gradually break opponents down. By the third round, Watson appeared fully settled. His strikes, both punches and kicks, landed with accuracy, and eventually he connected with a decisive finishing blow.
The eye is swollen, has to be wondering what on earth will have to do to finish this man. The right hand catches him.
And he's still calling him on.
It's gone now. 3 more clean kicks and it's going to be over.
Out of Ninja's hand.
And not only did he beat Ninja here tonight, Malcolm, he absolutely murdered him.
Mike, he almost did the impossible. He almost made you speechless.
Anthony Avila met Pablo Sabry, and once the cage closed, Sabry wasted no time testing the situation. Stepping forward with heavy kicks and punches aimed at breaking through Avila's defense early. Avila didn't take a step back. He answered with pressure of his own, and the opening round quickly became a back-and-forth exchange, with both landing solid shots and showing a noticeable tolerance for damage.
Caminando circularmente, no quedándose como un target fit.
Cuidado, esa pierna izquierda llegaba Power, llevaba maldad esa patada. Luego
lastimaron al gallo, lastimaron al gallo.
Mano izquierda de nuevo el volado de parte de Anthony Avila. Otra vez Anthony Avila, señores, en el final del primero. A ver.
By the second round, Avila's approach started to show results. He controlled the tempo with structured boxing, while Sabry continued pressing forward, mixing in damaging leg kicks and occasional clean strikes upstairs.
Le están entrando. Oh, de nuevo la mano izquierda de este señor, de Anthony Avila. Pierna izquierda de Sabry de nuevo.
Realmente lo está dejando, le está otorgando eso para poder entrar con esa mano izquierda tan peligrosa. Esto es serio, Andrés, no me hagas reír. El gallo Sabry está en peligro. Esa mano izquierda sigue entrando. Tienes razón, Israel. Buen detalle de Israel,
cuidado.
porque no lo había visto yo.
Ahora el ganchito, otra vez el gancho de mano izquierda de parte de Anthony Avila. De nuevo otra vez.
Aquí hay espolones en este gallo.
De nuevo, al que le gusta la sopa, que le den 2 tazas, señor.
In the third round, fatigue began to show on both sides, though neither seemed particularly interested in slowing down. Sabry pushed forward, trying to regain control, while Avila stayed composed, responding with well-timed counters.
Izquierda de Sabry de nuevo. Bueno, dar un pasito atrás, levantar la guardia, pero difícil en el tercer asalto porque ya hay cansancio, ¿no?
Y que parece que por momentos lo puede presentar. Es ahí donde le conviene la pelea a él, pero ha intentado más con las piernas, tanto abajo como arriba.
Todavía queda bastante asalto.
Bien,
Todavía queda asalto.
Izquierda esa mano que ha entrado toda la noche y no ha encontrado la defensa.
La mano derecha de Sabry, señores, eléctrica. Eléctrica esa mano derecha. Ahora
Anthony Avila trains alongside Nate Diaz and has been part of the Diaz camp, a team known for producing fighters with strong endurance and constant forward pressure.
de Sabry, la derecha de Sabry, ahora de nuevo con poder al rostro de Avila.
Ir más al frente.
40 segundos para que finalice el combate. Sigue caminando frontal ahora Sabry, buscando a su rival que sigue caminando. Buena la combinación ahora de Pablo Sabry de nuevo. Sabry atacando con todo, señores. ¡Wow! ¡Wow! La candelita de nuevo del lado de Pablo Sabry.
After 3 closely contested rounds, the judges awarded Avila a majority decision victory.
From the USA, the Shark, Anthony Avila.
Anderson Astro da Maldad met Cesar Agusto, and from the opening moments, Astro chose immediate engagement, turning the first round into a rough and demanding exchange.
Augusto. Anderson tentando sair no armlock agora no triângulo. César Augusto, Ramiro transicionou. César Augusto tentando ajustar a posição. Anderson segue, solta a posição. E agora é o César que ficou por baixo. Trabalhar por cima de um ground pound, mas sobe o César Augusto. Os dois vão trocar golpes. Bota o golpe. Cruza no rosto, acerta mais uma vez. Dois no corpo, na cabeça do lado do César. Um cruzadaço limpo do Anderson. Movimento César Augusto. Anderson tenta o jab direto mais uma vez. Bota ali um bom upperzinho. Os dois lutadores entregando tudo. Corpo e cabeça agora na trocação do César. Bela cotovelada do Anderson. Cotovelada de baixo para cima do César. Eles estão soltando tudo. Tentativa de entrada de queda. Sprawl perfeito do Astro da Maldade. Anderson agora conseguiu posturar. Vai tentando o ground and pound. Tenta passar a guarda. César Augusto de maneira inteligente consegue se defender. Esse é o primeiro round, previsão de 5, disputa de cinturão na categoria peso meio médio, mais um belo soco que entrou limpo do Anderson. Tá de pé, procurando mais uma vez o ground pound. César Augusto saindo bem agora, fecha o triângulo. Intrigante. César reclamou que o Anderson utilizou a grade, se desconcentrou, ficou conversando com o árbitro. O primeiro round tá indo embora. Bela cotovelada do Anderson. Joga um cruzado passando no vazio. Bela cotovelada mais uma vez. Joga agora o joelhinho. César Augusto cruzando outra cotovelada em cheio. Procurou uma cotovelada do César. Anderson bloqueou, escorrega no suor. No centro. Anderson foi para cima procurando o ground and pound, conseguir mais.
As time went on, Astro began to establish control. His shots landed with greater clarity, and he gradually dictated how the fight unfolded. Agusto, however, showed considerable resilience, absorbing damage both standing and on the ground, while continuing to respond whenever chances appeared. Despite the accumulating damage, Agusto remained involved, continuing to engage even as the rounds progressed and the toll became more visible.
Frontal que também entra. Anderson joga ali do lado de mão de trás.
Astro's conditioning and constant offense allowed him to wear Agusto down and secure a convincing victory.
A pressão, coloca aquela cotovelada mais uma vez, cruzado de mão na frente no queixo. Que direto limpo. Ele toma o combate, ele vira. Anderson já chega botando ali um cruzado no corpo. Agora mais um em cima na cabeça. A vez do César botar os seus cruzados. Um outro que pega. Resta ali mais um. Joga um chute alto. Troca de gentilezas entre os meninos. E agora foi a vez do Anderson aplicar uma queda incrível. Cotovelada. E golpes com muita potência. Essas pedaladas no rosto. Tá tudo livre. Porque o Anderson tá...
By the third round, the difference in energy was noticeable. Agusto showed clear signs of fatigue, while Astro maintained focus and continued pressing for a finish. His forward pressure increased steadily, limiting Agusto's ability to recover. Eventually, that persistence produced results.
Minutos. Anderson Astro tá maldade. Vem dominando o combate. Agora parece estar inteligente, parece ter previsto que tem realmente.
Anderson Astro da Maldad gained recognition in regional promotions for his aggressive finishing approach, often overwhelming opponents through steady pressure and durability.
Consegue agora sim um bom cruzado, esses conectam no Astro, mas sem pressão suficiente para balançar, nem balançou. Vem se aproximando, joga ele no upper. Mais um cruzado no César, que luta incrível, a resistência desses caras está impressionando. Tá trabalhando na reserva já. Bela joelhada agora do Anderson. Que vem seguindo pra dentro. Joga o upper. Joga mais uma cotovelada. O cruzado entrou limpo. Foi pra definir. Chega! Douglas Ares, o Thanos!
Magomed Ismailov faced Vladimir Maniv, and early on, Ismailov took initiative immediately, applying forward pressure while mixing in effective grappling that made it difficult for Maniv to find any comfort.
Совсем иначе проводит этот бой. Попытка прохода в одну ногу. Есть тейкдаун! Как и предполагалось многими. Да, но при этом весьма экономно все равно действует Магомед Исмаилов. Совсем не так, как это было.
Through the opening rounds, Ismailov controlled how the fight played out, forcing Maniv into a reactive role, constantly adjusting under pressure rather than setting his own pace.
Магомед Исмаилов увеличивает темп, колено по корпусу. Хорошая комбинация. И тут же проход в одну ногу от Исмаилова. Будет борьба или нет?
As the fight continued, however, the balance began to shift. Maniv's striking slowly started to influence the exchanges, with body kicks and accurate punches draining Ismailov's energy over time. The rhythm of the fight changed as Maniv grew more confident, beginning to time his attacks and read the exchanges more clearly. By the third round, control had fully transitioned. Maniv took advantage of Ismailov's fatigue, breaking him down with steady, precise offense. His ability to adapt mid-fight and take over in the later stages ultimately determined the result.
Он понимает, что силы покидают Магомеда Исмаилова. Сейчас очень важно Владимиру подобрать темп и апперкот от Исмаилова. С дистанции, кажется, нет проблем у Владимира. Хайкик. Успел Магомед. И достает ударом с правой руки Владимир Минеев. Боковой удар. Хотел провести атаку Владимир.
Magomed Ismailov and Vladimir Maniv share one of the more intense rivalries in Russian MMA, with multiple encounters between them drawing significant attention and controversy.
Зацепил Магомед, да, здесь отстрелится. И еще один хайкик. Как же хочет правой ногой все удар от Магомеда Исмаилова. Из последних сил приходится работать, и он очень много сил потратил на борьбу. Хотя и сделал определенные изменения в тактике. Магомед Исмаилов спасается в клинче. Есть локоть от Минеева. И сил нету Исмаилова. Да. Он выбрасывает удары и терпит колоссальный урон. Да совсем нету сил. Неужели это Исмаилова? Неужели это конец? Пассивная оборона. Шибилов делает предупреждение.
Galore, Bofando faced Peter Irving, and in the opening round, Bofando approached the fight with structure, keeping distance and using measured movement to control how the exchanges unfolded. Irving, however, had no interest in that pace. He immediately stepped forward, closing space and pushing the fight into a more chaotic exchange rather than a technical contest.
That jab, filtering it out.
Oh, the knee.
Irving not sure what angle it's coming from.
Exactly. That's the serious. Who do you get to train for this?
The angles he's bringing as well. Bofando's bringing a multitude of angles at any given split second.
Well, he strikes and then he's gone and then he moves. It's phenomenal to watch. Smooth Thai fighter gets stifled here. Beautiful work.
Turning knee, that was good.
Nice shot as well. Irving working it now. With his man against the cage. Spinning back punch.
Oh, nice overhand right there by Bofando. Yeah, he's breathing heavy.
By the second round, Bofando adjusted his approach. Instead of avoiding the pressure, he accepted it, standing his ground and answering aggression with well-timed counters.
Well, Bofando's not slowing down, and I thought he would have done in this round. Double leg kick. Quite happy just hitting moves, scoring on points as well.
Closes his man very well. Oh, beautiful.
The fight shifted into a steady back and forth, with both fighters landing solid shots and neither willing to retreat.
No tension in
Bofando chopping them thighs, working the body. Bofando goes low, he goes in. Look at that, beauty!
Beautiful. For the knockout on the way in, where he's closing the gap without throwing that punch to the head.
Nice counter right hand he landed at Bofando though.
As the exchanges continued, Bofando's timing and composure began to stand out slightly, giving him a small but noticeable edge.
Otherwise he's going to be counted all day long. All day long he'll be counted.
Oh, nice handwork there by Bofando. It is great left fighter as well, but this is all K1.
I don't know if there's enough time for him to do it, but he's got to work for it.
Interesting fact, Galore Bofando became known for his unconventional striking and athletic movement, often catching opponents off guard with unpredictable attacks.
But that's the thing, you've got to be careful. He's a very tricky character. He'll look tired, suck you in and catch you with a kick from hell.
Yeah, you never know, Pete.
That's nice, but like I say, it could be a round two here.
Yeah, if he doesn't knock his man out, he won't win this fight. Oh, beautiful spinning. Back fist by Bofando.
By the end of the fight, that difference proved enough as he secured a unanimous decision victory on the scorecards.
Man out.
I mean, if this fight was all about the winner going forward, then obviously, you know, your champion, Peter Irving, is the man who's going forward, but...
Would have heard the clacker. Swinging hell for leather now and it's over.
Roberto Satoshi Souza faced Satoru Kitoka in a matchup that resembled a patient counterfighter dealing with constant forward pressure. Kitoka came out aggressively, pushing the pace and forcing Souza to respond immediately with sharp, well-timed counters.
And this is not where he wants to be. Oh.
Souza stayed composed under that early pressure, relying on timing and precision rather than reacting emotionally to the aggression in front of him.
That left.
Interesting fact, Roberto Satoshi Souza is a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, and many of his MMA victories come by submission, highlighting his effectiveness on the ground.
Souza's actually doing a very good job of cutting off the space. Between these two, they're getting closer and closer. Despite the fact the power that Kitoka brings, it's actually Souza throwing those jabs, throwing more strikes, landing those lefts non-stop. These guys are throwing bombs here.
In the second round, Kitoka maintained the same approach, continuing to move forward and accept incoming shots just to land his own. That persistence came with consequences, as a visible cut began to form on his forehead. As the fight continued, Souza's control became more apparent. He remained measured, capitalizing on openings while Kitoka's damage gradually increased.
From the camera angle, see? Look where the... Who was it from?
The shift in momentum became difficult to ignore, with Souza gaining control through accuracy and composure. Not long after, Souza took full advantage of the situation, securing the finish and bringing the fight to a clear conclusion.
There by Souza! He's dropped! Kitoka going there for the finish! He gets his KO! Made him!
He had the shot. Didn't need it though. Didn't need it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12! Who says you can't throw a 12-punch combination in MMA? Look at that. I mean, the technique is not 100%, but he's putting power into them. It's the 12th one.
Chef Dumizo faced JT Botha, and from the opening seconds, both moved forward with clear intent. Dumizo blended striking with movement and solid defense, while Botha applied pressure, looking to answer with counters and keep the pace high. The fight quickly developed into a competitive and active exchange. Striking sequences came frequently, the tempo stayed high, and occasional grappling moments added another layer to the contest.
JT cutting the corner a little bit more, getting off the corner. You saw how destructive that right hand is. Against Hagiwara.
Neither fighter showed much interest in giving ground, resulting in a balanced fight where small moments, rather than big swings, influenced momentum. Botha continued advancing, attempting to overwhelm Dumizo, but Dumizo remained composed, answering with clean shots and controlled positioning.
JT seems to be struggling. Oh, good left hand from Botha. Again,
Oh, it's starting to trade. Put power behind it.
Interesting fact, JT Botha is known within South African MMA for his aggressive approach, often maintaining a pace that forces opponents into constant exchanges.
good. Bashing the space. Oh, he 1-2 to the bot. Attack the body, came up top. As soon as he cuts the corner, something's got to be firing.
Botha goes back to orthodox again.
They're talking to each other inside.
As the fight went the distance, both maintained effort and durability, keeping the pace consistent until the final exchanges. In the end, the judges awarded Dumizo a unanimous decision victory after a closely contested fight.
The chef, Dumizo, November.
Rewritten script, Block 16. Kiyoma Akamoto faced Kyohei Hagiwara, and early in the fight, Hagiwara set the tone on the feet. He landed sharp calf kicks and straight punches that repeatedly disrupted Akamoto's balance during the opening round. Damage appeared on both sides quickly, as the pace remained high and the exchanges stayed clean and consistent, drawing attention from the crowd. Akamoto initially struggled to adjust, having difficulty reading Hagiwara's timing and rhythm while absorbing several solid shots. In the second round, the intensity increased further. Akamoto began moving forward more assertively, adding takedown attempts into the exchanges to change the dynamic. That adjustment started to influence the fight. By mixing grappling with striking, Akamoto disrupted Hagiwara's flow and gained more control over the tempo. The bout developed into a varied contest, with both fighters showing adaptability and resilience across different phases. Interesting fact, Kiyoma Akamoto is primarily known for his kickboxing background, and this fight demonstrated his ability to adapt by incorporating grappling when necessary. Rewritten script, Block 17. Shara Bullet faced Rostov Butcher, bringing an explosive style into what immediately became a high-pressure exchange. From the opening moments, both engaged without hesitation, trading heavy strikes and testing durability right away. There was no gradual buildup. The pace was immediate, with both committing to offense and creating a fast-moving, high-risk environment.
Ну и вот то, о чем я говорил, мне кажется, Шара перестал опасаться, а Сергей пока нет. И ему нужно поджимать, ему нужно лишать.
Through the first 2 rounds, they continued exchanging powerful shots, each looking for a moment that could shift the outcome.
Сергея смотрели,
Изрядное количество.
большую
Так,
часть.
попытался здесь. Смотри, какое опасное колено было.
Из тайского бокса.
Ух ты!
Да, в корпус.
As the fight progressed, however, Shara Bullet began to separate himself. His timing sharpened, and his strikes carried more accuracy and impact.
И пробил Шара.
Уйти от сетки
А лучше
Мартынову.
ответить.
Если получится. Он
Пока не
попадает.
собирается.
Но после этого крюка пропустил уже по корпусу еще один удар.
Так, а вот и Сергей попал, и попытка перевода. Шара пока себя чувствует просто прекрасно. Так, тайский клинч страшный. Капу выбил коленом. Так, еще один удар
А
туда.
рефери видит, интересно,
Да,
или нет?
видит, конечно. Да,
Все,
сказали.
сейчас будет эпизод, наверное, портить или нет.
Не будет.
Поменял опору. Ненадолго Мартынов, дали ему капу, свой дух.
Да,
Дух и характер.
просто терпит. О, с левой боковой
Наконец-то,
попал. Нужно еще такие комбинации проводить.
Опасно.
Очень мало шансов дает Шара. Снова
Третий
капа.
раз.
Каков булет.
By the 3rd round, that difference became clear. Bullet took control, landing clean punches and a series of well-timed knees that broke through Rostov Butcher's defense.
Четкая. Еще одно. Так, ну Шара в атаке, конечно.
The sustained pressure and precision eventually led to the finish, securing a decisive victory.
Нужно разрывать дистанцию, апперкот, и капа, и еще колено.
Туда забивает. Апперкоты набрасывает Мартынов туда.
Попытка тейкдауна.
Мимо. У Исубея, наверное, был бы четкий план перевести, залежать. С таким ударником Исубей рубиться бы не стал. Это не...
Interesting fact. Shara Bullet Magomedov is known for his distinctive striking style and has gained attention for competing successfully despite having vision in only one eye.
Левая нога страдает сейчас у Сергея.
Мартынов держит.
Шара на выбор работает.
А вот сейчас, если захочет, Шара может все закончить.
2,5 минуты у Шарапутдина, чтобы все доделать.
Клинчевать Мартынову, клинчевать, здесь чисто клинчевать.
Да, колени в голову, колени в корпус.
Ситуация
колени
с
везде. Да.
О, все,
друзья.
Magomed Ismailov faced Alexander Schlamco in a high-level matchup that unfolded over 5 demanding rounds. From the start, both engaged actively, exchanging strikes and testing each other's durability without hesitation. Ismailov leaned on forward pressure and consistent output, controlling much of the fight through steady volume and measured attacks.
Соперника оба бойца. И вот
У клетки отрабатывает Шлеменко и тут же выходит из этого положения.
сечение у Шлеменко.
Schlamco, meanwhile, searched for opportunities to land his signature power shots, but often found his rhythm interrupted by Ismailov's constant activity.
Бойцов. Исмаилов полагает, что Шлеменко пока не готов. Не подготовлен еще к тому, чтобы обрушить на него град ударов.
As the rounds progressed, the pace began to wear on Schlamco. Repeated clean strikes accumulated, visibly affecting his condition and slowing his responses.
Бэкфист попал. Вот запутался в ногах немного Александр и...
Ismailov remained composed, continuing to execute his approach with controlled pressure and effective striking. Over the full 5 rounds, his consistency and work rate created a clear separation.
Свой экватор. И вот неплохо.
И снова бэкфит придает своему телу нужную конфигурацию для того, чтобы выбросить именно этот удар. И Магомед Исмаилов эти сигналы тела, конечно, считывает.
Interesting fact. Alexander Schlamco is a former Bellator middleweight champion, well known for his spinning attacks, particularly his dangerous spinning back fist.
Показать лоу-кик, пробить в голову, потому что всякий раз руки Магомеда опускаются вниз. Он по-прежнему в бою, он по-прежнему ищет свой шанс. И вот пошел вперед, отрабатывать здесь в концовке 4-го раунда. Все то, чего мы так долго ждали. При каждом попадании Капа улетает прочь. И бэкфиста Шлеменко, как здорово он проводит этот отрезок. Ну, Саш, ну что-то надо уже с этим делать. Пораньше бы, Шлеменко, начал ты это.
И тем не менее размен ударами в ближней дистанции. Посмотрите, что происходит. Не уступает Магомед.
By the end, Ismileov had done enough to secure a unanimous decision victory after a physically demanding contest. If you want more stories like this, feel free to subscribe and follow along. Appreciate you for watching.